Alright, it's 2009 GMC Top Kick, and the throttle cable is pretty buggered, as you can see. So, hard to get the cable, even though it's a short little nothing to it real cable. So, I'm gonna try and make one up and repair this one. It'd be easier if I had something to hold the camera, or maybe even put this phone down, but we'll go at it for a minute. This is a screwdriver I made on the 3D printer, by the way. Looks okay. Alright, unhooked out here. Inside is just to pull the fuel shut off cable back over. Once that's out of the way, the throttle cable will push forward and then come out. Everything all broke right up here, it's falling apart. Anyway, I'll get this feed through section off here, and then we'll take you to see the new cable going together. I know everybody on YouTube's working on all these new trucks. This is the crap I get on. Alright, so you can hardly see there now, but there's just two tabs, just like it is on the outside, locking it in. I like push up on the bottom one and then pry from this little ledge up here to get the top one, push it out through, and like I said earlier, the fuel shut off. This lock piece here slides on over the outside to lock the ring that hooks on inside for the fuel. Alright, let's go fix our cable. Alright, so I went up over the hill on a scrap little bike. Took this cable off, which is about the same size, laying it out next to the other cable after it was cut out of the sheath. And we're gonna cut length, and then we're gonna cut here. We're gonna cut that right to the edge there, and we're gonna swage it onto the other cable where it should go, after sliding it through the sheath, of course. And then we'll put it in the truck. So I just went with a large butt splice, heat shrink one, and I put the bulb end on with the end that's exposed on the outside. We'll heat shrink that over. It'll give it a little bit of protection against corrosion. I crossed the two of them over to lap them. As you can see, you got our cables inside there. Crimp it on both ends. We'll heat that up. And now, before we crimp the other side, we need to put this cable back together as it would be. So that means sliding the dust cover on, sliding it through the other part of the sheath, and out the other end before swaging it onto the side that goes inside. So as it turns out, the sheathing that the cable rides in was all corroded. So cut it off on each end, pulled that out. I took the sheathing, went back up on the hill and took the sheathing out of the bike. We drilled a bit of plastic out. Now we're gonna drive that in with some glue. We'll heat it up, and then we'll run the cable through this. So we just use a bit of Scotch weld or any kind of heavy adhesive, really. We feed the cable through, we glue it on that side, and now we'll stick the other end on over, and then we'll clamp our other piece to that cable. Alright, all done. So we got it swaged on there with the butt slice, heat shrink done up. This will go inside the cab. Then we got this part here and swaged up there for it to go on the front. And really we should let this sit for 8 to 12 hours, but they're locked in on both ends. The cable should only move in the sheath, and the truck won't be used for a few days anyway, so I'm going to put it in, test it, and let it dry then. Alright, so finally got it all installed. As you can see, it's all hooked up there, runs in through. And inside, you have it hooked back up onto the pedal, and the shut-off cable hooked up again. And as you can see, we got some range and movement in the cables. Job done.